Hello, welcome to another session of geography class. Today we'll be talking about the solar system. You can see that is a very interesting topic. We are talking about solar system today. In our last videos, we've been talking about the meaning of geography, the branches of geography, the sub branches of geography, and the importance of geography. But today we'll be exploring another topic, which is the solar system. When we say the solar system, the Earth and its content cannot be studied in isolation. That means we can't study the Earth alone. We have to also study other things that has to do with the Earth, or where the Earth comes from. The Earth as a planet, where it comes from, we have to study it. And that is what takes us to the topic, the solar system. And for us to understand this particular topic better, there are the components of solar system that we need to talk about. So we have, under the solar system, we have sun, we have planets, we have moon, and other orbiting objects. So these are the things that solar system comprises of, and this is what we are going to be talking about today. Today we are going to be focusing on the sun and the planet. Then maybe in our other videos we'll be talking about moon and other orbiting objects. So when we talk about the sun, the primary source of energy to the planetary bodies of the solar system is the sun. That is the sun that lights the other part of the solar system. It's the sun that provide energy or serve as a source of energy to other planetary bodies under the solar system. And we all know that without energy, no work can be done. Without energy, no work can be done. The sun is the basis for our functioning solar system. That is the reason why the other part of the solar system, such as the planets, the moon, and the other orbiting objects are working, is because of the sun. The provision of energy by the sun, it what makes other planetary bodies under the solar system works effectively. All the planets, including the Earth, revolve around the sun. You can see that the sun is a very important part of our planet. Of all the stars in the universe, our sun is the nearest to the Earth. This sun that we are talking about, of all other orbiting objects, of all other planets, the Earth, or the stars in the universe, of all the stars we have, we know we have so many stars. So of all the stars that we have in the universe, our sun is the nearest to the Earth and the most extensively studied. That is, the sun is what almost everybody wants to study and want to know about. So the sun is the very, very important component of the solar system. So for those of us that want to write, let me quickly put down a short note on that sun. So that is sun for you. So I haven't talked about the sun, which provides energy for the planetary bodies under the solar system. Now we'll go to the planet. So now we know sun is the primary source of energy for the planet, for moon, and for other orbiting objects under the solar system. So the sun is very, very important to study under this particular topic. Now we are moving to the planets. Planets are large natural spherical bodies orbiting around the sun in suspension. Planets, they are large natural spherical bodies orbiting around the sun, that is moving around the sun in suspension, following a certain path around the sun in suspension. We have 9 planets in our solar system. We have the Mercury. So let me put that into writing. So now we want to talk about planets, and we say we have 9. Let's move to the second page. We have 9 planets. So we'll be talking about Mercury. That is the first planet we have. After Mercury, we have Venus. After Venus, we have the Earth. After the Earth, we have Mars. After Mars, we have Jupiter. After Jupiter, we have the Saturn. After the Saturn, we have the Uranus. After the Uranus, we have the Neptune. After the Neptune, we have the Pluto. So those are the 9 planets that we have under the solar system. And the Earth is the one in which we human beings are in. So recent discoveries, however, shows that Pluto is not qualified to be called a planet. But as we study more about this planet, we will know more about the Pluto as the ninth planet. Let's start from the Mercury. So Mercury is the planet nearest to the sun. The planet that is nearest to the sun is the Mercury. And from the Mercury's hot dry surface, the sun appears twice as large as it does from the earth. That is, the sun is closer to the Mercury, so it is bigger and it is close to the Mercury planet. Mercury's surface temperature, which have the widest range in the solar system, can reach up to 427 degrees Celsius at midday and falling in the middle of the night to about minus 184 degrees Celsius. That is Mercury for you. That means Mercury will be a very, very, very hot planet because it is closer. In fact, it's the closest planet to the sun. And it takes Mercury 88 days to move round the sun. That is, as big as Mercury is, it takes Mercury planet to move around this sun for 88 days. That is, to move around the sun, to rotate around the sun for 88 days. So that is Mercury. Without wasting time, the second planet that we are going to be talking about is the Venus. The planet Venus is second in order from the sun. That is, after Mercury, we have Venus. And although it is twice the distance from the sun as Mercury, that is, the way the Mercury is closer to the sun, the Venus is like it's far. That is, after the Mercury planet. It is the hottest planet. Even though it is twice the distance from the sun as Mercury, Mercury, we say, is closest to the sun. So definitely Mercury is a hot planet. But Venus, that is after Mercury and is as twice as the distance of Mercury to the sun, is the hottest planet. That is, Venus is hotter than the Mercury. In the solar system, a thick cloudy atmosphere trap the sun heat and bathe the planet's surface in a drizzle of sulfuric acid caused by volcanic eruption. A thick cloudy atmosphere is the one that traps the sun heat to the Venus planet, which makes it the hottest planet in the universe. And we have the Earth. The Earth is the third planet under the solar system. Because of its distance from the sun, the presence of a protective atmosphere, and a correct mixture of organic chemicals, Earth is the only planet in our solar system that can sustain life. I don't know if you've heard of that before. Earth is the only planet in our solar system that can sustain life. That is, there is no other planet that will be able to take or that will be able to sustain life like the Earth did. So it is the only planet on which the same substance, such as water, can exist in gaseous, liquid, and solid form. Earth is an extremely dynamic, active planet whose crust is constantly recycling itself by the constant motion of its plate. Earth is a very, very big planet, and it constantly recycles itself by the constant motion of its plate. That means Earth is a very, very fantastic planet that we are in. So Earth is the only planet that can habit life, that is, living organisms. The Earth is the only one that can be able to take anything living, and that is where we human beings, animals, plants can survive because of its features. Without wasting time, we move to the next planet, which is the Mars. Mars is the half the size of the Earth. That is, Mars is not as big as the Earth. Mars is just half of the size of the Earth, and its days is almost exactly the same length as the Earth, and like Earth. These changing seasons probably give the planet its 161 km/h wind. That is, there's 161 km/h wind in the Mars planet, which cause its rainy dust storms. That is, in the Mars planet, there is dust, like there is more dust storms. And Mars has 2 moons, which are possibly captured asteroids. That is, they are captured asteroids, but we call it moon of the Mars, and there are 2. In the Earth planet, we have just 1 moon that we all see, but in the Mars planet, we have 2 moons. Venus do not have any satellites. That is, Venus and Mercury, they do not have any satellites. There is no moon there. But Earth, we have one moon, and in Mars we have 2 moons. So we move to the next planet, which is the Jupiter. Jupiter is the next planet that we are going to be talking about. Jupiter is the solar system largest planet. You heard me right. Jupiter is the solar system largest planet. That is the biggest. It is more than twice the size of other planets combined. You can imagine how big the Jupiter planet is. They say Jupiter is twice the size of the other planets, twice of Mercury, twice of Venus, twice of Earth, twice of Mars, twice of Jupiter, twice of Saturn, twice of Uranus, twice of Neptune, twice of Pluto, all combined together is the size of Jupiter. You can imagine how Jupiter is big. So Jupiter is referred to as the biggest planet in the solar system. Night time on Jupiter is far from dark. The night in the Jupiter planet is far from, that means the darkness there is not as much as the way it is dark in other planets. And the Jupiter planet is surrounded by 63 moons. 63 moons are present in the Jupiter planet. Jupiter resembles a miniature solar system. It's just like the mini of solar system. We know how big the solar system is because the solar system consists of so many orbiting objects: the sun, the planets, the moon, and all that. But Jupiter is referred to as the miniature of solar system because it's close to the solar system. It's almost as big as the solar system, and that is why we refer to it as the miniature of the solar system. Like a star, it is made of gases, and the sky lit up by its many moons. The sky of the Jupiter planet is lit up by the many moons, by the 63 moons present in the planet. I hope we understand that. Without wasting time, we move to the 6th planet, Saturn. Saturn is surrounded by thousands of rings made up of small particles of ice and rock. Saturn is a planet that is surrounded by thousands of rings made of small particles of ice and rock. Saturn has at least 60 moons and has a strong magnetic field. It has a strong magnetic field whose poles match its geographical poles. That is, the poles there, they easily attract each other. It has a magnetic field. So that is the features of the Saturn planet. We move to the Uranus planet. The Uranus planet is the most distinctive characteristic of Uranus. The most distinctive characteristics of Uranus is that it spins on its side. It spins on its side with one pole facing the sun. One theory suggests that Uranus was struck by a large object and knocked onto its side. The intruder, that is the object that is being that struck the Uranus planet, was pulverized, and the debris formed cloud of water vapor and rocky debris around the Uranus. So it is believed that this object that struck the Saturn planet is the one that formed the water vapor, the cloud of water vapor that surround the Uranus. And these debris or this water vapor, they later settled to form the many moon and thin dark rings that surround the Uranus planet. And the object that struck it is believed to be the one that formed the 15 moons that the Uranus have. Without wasting time, we move to Neptune, the 8th planet. Neptune is the solar system windiest planet. That is where you have the most wind. We have the most wind in the Neptune planet, and one of the great mysteries is what drives these ferocious winds. It is a mystery that there is so much wind in the Neptune planet. 4 times larger than the Earth. The Neptune planet is 4 times larger than the Earth. That is 4 times the size of the Earth, and slightly smaller than Uranus. It is slightly smaller than the Uranus, but 4 times as big as the Earth. Neptune has no definite boundaries between its layers. A little methane gives Neptune is blue-green color. The Neptune planet has a blue-green color given by Mentane. So that is the beautiful features of our 9 planets. I hope you enjoyed this class. Stay tuned as I bring you more interesting videos on this beautiful topic that we are talking about. If you have any question, or if you do not understand anything, or you have a topic that you want us to talk about, kindly drop your message for us in the comment section. See you in my next video. Bye bye.